Truth, Peace, Hotep, Bigwood, 1961. This is part 3 of the series on social and spiritual consciousness. At one point, I was going to do a part 3, but I thought that it would be only fair to talk about the combination of social and spiritual consciousness. And one of the things that I briefly talked about in regards to spiritual consciousness was semantics, in terms of dealing with a lot of the information and positions that can be taken in both context and constructs. And, you know, semantics in terms of the foundation of all the information is we are all one people. We all have different cultures. And through those different cultures, we may have different viewpoints. Now, there are strong viewpoints and there are some weak viewpoints, but then again, those are based upon each is different understanding, not sometimes knowledge, just understanding. So within that context, white people came from black people. It has been proven genetically. So in a sense, white people are part of our family. So on a spiritual level, you still have to have that understanding that, you know, we are our mother's children. And with the analogy of Cain and Abel, we have our differences. And sometimes our differences come to a social conclusion that is detrimental one to another. But in a spiritual understanding, it is clear that there are, as put in the Qumran text, because I found this very interesting. And in the Qumran text, or the Dead Sea Scrolls, it says that God put two spirits on this world. The spirit of good, spirit of evil. And depending upon your heart, which is another analogy or allegory that's in the Bible, it says that from your heart will you be influenced to go with one spirit or the other. And it's not like when you have a inclining one towards the other, it still doesn't mean that in the final analysis that you are still good or evil, but you have the capacity and to be drawn one to the other. So the more that you have knowledge of where you stand within your own heart, you know, and I'm not talking about heart, here go the semantics, we're not talking about the heart in terms of pumping blood. You know, it's again, another allegory. So when we get into the semantics of things, you know, there are some things that you should take literal and others that you should take factually. And the other thing is, within the social and the spiritual, you know, there's an emotional attachment that on the spiritual level, you should try to not take things emotionally in terms of condition and, you know, how you view certain issues. which is a hard thing to do sometimes because, I know me, I was raised on emotion and I learned things based upon, trial and error in the sense that I'm not saying no one ever told me about good and evil because I was definitely, but how can, in my own area, how can I judge good and evil when I'm having bad things happen that you're saying it's all right, but do the good thing? Hard thing to do. Understanding, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is something that, comes with spiritual enlightenment and social consciousness. Now, again, I put these videos out not just for me and to see, or to test or to pontificate, but to hopefully help somebody else and maybe discuss it, in a forum in which we can all, be uplifted and enlightened. So, peace and blessings and ascension.